This is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, which takes the best-selling Nintendo game and turns your house into the racetrack. And the way this works is pretty clever. The kart contains a camera that streams live footage of your living room to the Nintendo Switch console, which you use as the remote control. In the box are 4 cardboard gates that you can set up around your home in whatever configuration the space will allow to form your racetrack. The software can recognise the gates as you drive through them, creating the course as you go. Once you're set up, it's pretty much like a regular game of Mario Kart. There are other characters to race against, there are power-ups and weapons to use against them, but it's all taking place from a mouse eye view of your own living room. You can also race up to 4 of these karts together to play multiplayer in your living room if you've got the space, but you will need a Nintendo Switch console for each one. Now, it goes without saying that you need a fair bit of space to set this up, but you can arrange it in a modest sized living room. And that's because even though on screen it looks like your kart is zooming around the racetrack, in the real world, the kart is just sort of trundling around the living room fairly slowly. It can also make some pretty sharp turns, so you can set it up in a smaller room, although I do think you'd get more out of this with more space. There are some limitations to the software. Not all the power-ups work in the way you'd expect them to in the regular Mario Kart game. In fact, the augmented reality layer doesn't handle occlusion, so the race course track is always overlaid on top of the camera feed. So here, where the track should disappear behind this table leg, it doesn't, and that means you tend to crash more than you'd expect. Although that's part of the madness, and when you do crash, your character reacts on screen. Nintendo recommends you weigh down the gates with something heavy like a stack of books because they can be easily knocked out of place in the madness of a race. They're made of cardboard, which on the one hand is sustainable and recyclable, which is good, but then they're not going to last as long and they're more susceptible to wear and tear. The big question for all augmented reality applications is how much do you actually get out of this once you're over that initial moment of, "Ooh, this is cool." Most of the players I know that still play Pokemon Go have turned off the AR camera effects because even though they look cool, they ultimately add very little to the gameplay. And I think that may also be the issue here. Firstly, I noticed that when you're racing, you barely look at the physical kart at all. Your family or your housemates can watch it zip around the room, but you're so focused on the screen and trying not to crash that you forget there's a physical kart there at all. And while the regular Mario Kart can transport you to faraway worlds, this version transports you to your living room, and I've definitely seen plenty of that over the last few months.